Hi friends, and welcome to the next video. In this video, I want to talk to you about accountability. Why do you think some drummers are the greatest in the world? I mean real drummers. I'm not talking about guys that hit the jackpot with bands and they're well known because of a band. I mean guys that hashed it out in the trenches, can play styles, can read, do sessions, do everything they can. They make a living at drums, and sometimes fantastic living. Why do you think that is? It's because they busted ass in the beginning. Nobody gave them nothing. I remember there was a audio at the time. I heard this a long time ago on the net. A friend of mine sent it to me. There was an audio of a clinic that Vinny was doing. And Vinny's talking, he's doing the clinic, and some guys in the background are talking. And Vinny started lecturing them, okay? And he was like, man, when I didn't have a pot to piss in, nobody gave me shit, all right? Nobody helped me. I was out there doing it all by myself, and he took lessons with everybody he could. He did everything he could to become a great drummer. Okay? He said at one point I was living in my car, a Volkswagen Beetle. And he was studying with everybody he could. You think you have the guts to do that? Now, without that, you're never going to make it, man. All right? There's this trend that I see with some cats out there that they want to bypass the hard work and become stars on YouTube or wherever, posting things on Instagram, and they want to be a star that way, without even having ever played a gig. It's amazing. Now, I look at a guy like Vinny. I've been lucky enough to do a clinic with Vinny in Germany and to hang out with him on several occasions. And the guy is just so utterly dedicated to drums. It's unbelievable. There's many stories of guys going over to Vinny's house to hang, and instead of offering you a glass of water or whatever, Vinny goes, "Hey, you want a practice pad?" So he's like playing all the time. And then one time, Vinny doesn't know this, but I was driving in LA, and I was at a stoplight, and I noticed this Vinny in front of me, right, in the car in front of me. And he's playing on the dashboard, right? Well, he's waiting, he's playing, he's working on it, and then he's working on his left hand. I mean, what does it take for people to understand that you have to break your ass to be good, okay? It's not something you can escape. Even me, okay? Now, as you know, I have a book called The Left Foot Clave Handbook. Before I wrote that book, I had to come up with ways to learn all that stuff, all right? You think it was easy? It was one of the most devastatingly hard things I've done. The incredible amount of independence you had to have. You know what I did? I grabbed a sleeping bag and I took, some basic things, a thermos, whatever, and I went to sleep in my practice room, all right? I would sleep there in my practice room next to the drums. I didn't care how many bugs there were or whatever. I couldn't play anymore. I was totally exhausted. I laid down and I started to sleep, and then woke up in a couple hours and started hitting again. You think I just magically, came up with all that stuff that I can do? No, man. I think any great drummer is going to tell you, you have to bust ass. There's a period of incredible practice and dedication, the discipline of drumming, which you have to embrace completely, and then there's a period of recovery, assimilation, all right? And then there's the period where you can use that material, all right? And it doesn't happen overnight. It might take years, a couple of years. From the time you started practicing that stuff till you can apply it, it can be years, all right? But you can't give up. You can't think that you're gonna, escape the hard work, okay? I just saw a video actually on Instagram by Tommy Igoe, and he showed all the drum corps things that he had been working on for years and years, and there was just papers all over the floor that he had put to demonstrate, endless amount of charts that he wrote out and stuff. I mean, that is some hardcore dedication. That is hard work, okay? If you ever try to write a chart, you know that it takes a lot of hard work, especially drum charts, if you're writing all the stickings and all that stuff, thinking about the composition. So there's this thing where people think they're going to escape that part. There's no escape. All right, now let's say you play the lottery with a band, right? And your band hits the jackpot. You're famous, right? I think you know where I'm going with this. Look at a guy like Steve Smith. Now, Steve Smith, this is exactly what happened to him. He was in a famous band, but the guy is incredibly dedicated. I've also done clinics with Steve, several, and I've met him. He's a great guy. Man, he is so dedicated to drumming. You think it just ends when the band is over and the fame is over? It never ends. It never ends. You have to keep practicing and keep going. And it's something amazing to me that there's this complacency and feeling like you have all the time in the world to acquire an incredible skill on the kit. And another amazing thing is that some guys think that you can just study with anybody or just buy a couple of books and you're going to be fine. That's not how it works. In New York, you'd get eaten alive, man, if you don't come up with the goods. All right? If you don't have your act together, you will get eaten alive. Not only in New York, actually, in many places. The point is that you have to be ready to change your life, to do things that you never thought you'd be able to do, okay? If you want to be a pro, if you want to be a top player, if you want to be doing the great gigs, okay? You have to bust ass. There's no escape. There's no escape. Okay. Now, what are the methods that you need to cope with this situation? Because you need to cope with the situation. It's not like you just randomly decide that you're going to do something, all right? You need a practice schedule, a serious practice schedule designed by people that know what they're doing, by someone who knows what they're doing, like me, all right? Say honestly, I've seen practice schedules of some other people. They're all over the place. They don't understand how information is assimilated, how the body works with muscle memory and all that, just random, stuff. Or do half an hour of a double stroke roll while you're watching TV and then do double bass. I'm like, what? That only comes from experience, with thousands of drummers teaching for decades, which I've done, that's something that comes out of that kind of experience and watching results year by year, month by month, week by week, okay? That is the kind of experience that you need to seek out. If you were studying medicine, would you go to some guy on the street and ask him, hey man, how am I going to operate on a liver? No, all right? For some reason, the imbalance of seriousness when it comes to music is incredible. You wouldn't want to be flying in a plane with a pilot that studied, how to fly a plane with Grandma Bertha or whatever, who's never flown a plane, who's never even been in a plane, but read a book. You want the top guy. You want a guy, a cool, calm, collected guy that knows what's up, that knows how to function in emergency situations, knows how to function with people, knows how to function with the aircraft, maybe can fly several different crafts, right? That's the kind of pilot you want. That's the kind of guy that you have to be as a musician, all right? It's going to be hard, real hard, to make a living if you can only play one beat, all right? Now, you can get lucky, right? Be a specialist, be specialized in one thing, and you can get real lucky. But that's, especially these days, those days are gone, all right? You need to have your act together. So, one of the best things I can advise you right now, besides having a practice schedule and getting the right teacher, is getting used to the fact that this is going to be one of the hardest battles of your life. It's like becoming a doctor, scientist, anything else, all right? It's not all fun and games, not a bed of roses. You're going to have to suffer in many ways, maybe even sacrifice friends, sacrifice girlfriends, sacrifice even maybe your family. Because a lot of guys have gotten in fights with their families. Oh, you're a drummer. Oh man, that's pointless. And what are you doing with your life? You know, you think it was easy for me? Even it wasn't easy. There was pressure all the time. You got to be a millionaire. You got to be a doctor. You got to drive a Mercedes. What? You know, I would hear that stuff and just be appalled even by people close to me. You know, how on earth can you tell me that? Do you realize what you're saying? You know, I would say to them, and it would just go in one ear and out the other. So be prepared to cut people off if you really want to do this. All right? You have to be ready for those kind of sacrifices. That's the number one, probably most important thing that I can tell you right now. Now, if you are a hobby drummer, it's a whole different story. You do it purely for the pleasure of getting together with friends and playing like a hobby, right? It's a different thing. But if you want to be a pro, you got to learn what the pros know. You got to be ready to study for real, not a joke. This is your life on planet Earth, which is limited. This is your life, your blood, sweat, and tears. What information are you going to put into your body? Who are you going to trust with your playing, with your music? All right? All those things have to be carefully considered. So, with that in mind, please know that once you come out on the other end of this, there is so much satisfaction in the knowledge that nobody can take drumming away from you. That you can go to any country on the planet and be great and live from drums. All right? That is a tremendous satisfaction that not many people on this planet can say that they have. If you have the drumming bug in you, it's not going away. All right? It's just one of those things that stays with you forever. So you have to make sure that you go for it 100% in whatever capacity you possibly can and embrace it, because it's not going to let you go. I've seen it all over the world. But know and rejoice in the knowledge that on the other end, you will have respect, admiration, you will have great satisfaction, and your soul will be at peace. All right? Which is, again, something not everyone can say. The drums choose you, you don't choose the drums. All right? That's the way it is. All right, folks. I hope this has helped you get your mind straight a little bit. If you're out there, a young guy, thinking you're going to escape hard work, again, there's no escape. But be prepared. That's what you can do about it. All right? Okay, folks. Again, please check out my lesson site. One of the most innovative curriculums in the world. A massive lesson library. You have me to support you 100% through email support, video support, whatever social media platform you use. And that is invaluable. Okay? See you in the next video. Peace.